Hi and welcome to the next episode of the RodCast. I'm your host Rod Osborne and with me today is John Nolan from Bitdefender.
Hey Rod, great to be here.
You are the channel director for Bitdefender and we're here today to chat about partners and the whole channel.
Absolutely, yeah, looking forward to it.
So John, what is the importance of the partner channel?
Oh, it's a great question, Rod, and I could probably talk about that all day.
Yeah.
I probably do talk about it all day, most days. But I think from my perspective, the channel ecosystem for Bitdefender is absolutely crucial to any success we have had and are going to have. And it's interesting that we're sat here today at the offices of E92, being very hospitable. They're our largest distributor of multiple of our channels, from MSP, traditional licensing, even our consumer product. And having a really strong distributor to start the channel with at the top of the pyramid is critical. They provide technical support, marketing support, enablement for our partners, and are an extension of the Bitdefender team themselves. But then as we move into the channel ecosystem, which is where Apex sit, these guys will be the difference between success and failure for Bitdefender, no question. I think the fact that Bitdefender is a huge brand, significant sized portfolio with a vast array of technologies, having partners that understand our technology, understand our go-to-market strategy, and then can take that message and spin it with their own branding, their own marketing, and their own unique way of delivering that and taking it to market. That is really critical for us, because there's a risk with technology vendors like Bitdefender that we try to be everything to everyone, try and be all things to all people. Well, that's really confusing for the customer. If you consider how many technologies there are in the marketplace now, saying that you're everything to everyone doesn't say, well, why is it right for me? So why our channel partner community is so important is you will go and find specifically the challenges in your market segment for your customers. That might be particular verticals or particular size customers. And you'll go, well, actually, for the particular problems you have, here are the 2 or 3 key components of this vast portfolio that's confusing, that are perfect for you, and this is why you should be exploring the Bitdefender solution. Now, to have that extension of our sales team across the number of partners is absolutely everything for us.
Yes, it's very good for us to have the support of Bitdefender as well. And we like to find the right product for the right customer. We don't think of margins or anything like that. It's got to be the right product, and there's so many to choose from Bitdefender, as you said. And I think it's
not going to stop. We're going to keep evolving.
Which is the most exciting thing about it. Is I do enjoy when a new product comes out. We get to tear it apart and play with it, and it's always exciting when new stuff comes into the ecosystem. I mean, but being able to just pick and choose different parts, and a lot of them do go hand in hand. But it's really nice to be able to just say, we just have a bit of EDR. Oh, you don't need all the XDRs, that sort of thing. Really makes it easier. But having the support of Bitdefender themselves and E92 as a distributor, leaning on them for demos, to help out with the sales process, with just anything to do with any information that we miss out. It's nice to have you guys in on a meeting to be able to answer the questions that we usually already know all of, but you never know. There's always somebody that catches one at the end and you go, but you guys are there to support it, which is really good.
Great to hear, yeah.
We've been a partner with yourselves for quite a bit of time. How has the channel evolved over the years?
That's a great question. I think the channel evolution is very much tied in with Bitdefender's evolution as a technology. I think, if you'll indulge me, going back to when we started in 2001 as an antivirus vendor, when Gravity Zone came around, started by our now CEO, founder, Florent Alpez, it was very much endpoint security in its infancy, I guess, back then. And I think with the evolution of the technology that's come to market, we move to far more sophisticated technologies that we work with you guys, particularly around XDR, CSPM. We no longer require a purely transactional channel. So we still do require that.
How do you mean by transactional?
So a customer saying, I need 100 Bitdefender endpoint licenses, please, partner A, partner B. okay, I can transact that and deliver that. And that's an important part of any channel, the ability to transact requirements that customers come to. That has evolved significantly. Even in the 5 years that I've been with Bitdefender, the technology portfolio has grown sort of exponentially. It no longer is just good enough for a lot of our partners to just say, well, here is 500 licenses of Gravity Zone. Okay, we need our partners to explore the very complicated market of XDR. We moved from EDR into XDR. Critically, MDR now is something that used to be the mainstay of serious enterprise customers. Now we're getting requests for customers with 50, 60, 70 users wanting an MDR solution. So the sophistication of the security posture in customers across the board is way further down the line, which means our partners have to keep up with that. So whilst we still have a very large partner community, and some of them do a fantastic job in keeping endpoint in the customers as they want it, we really rely heavily on partners that are technically able to enter into a dialogue with their customers, far more consultative in their approach, where they can say, well, actually, yes, Gravity Zone is right for you, but also there's a lot more to Gravity Zone than you probably remember 2 or 3 years ago. That's how our partners have to evolve with the times. Bitdefender is, like I said, we've been around for a long, long time. We've now, but we have presence in pretty much every country. We have offices in majority of the countries around the world, all the big areas where you'd expect presence. We have a global footprint. But we still require our channel to be that extension of our sales team, our marketing team, probably more importantly, our technical team. That's where it's really critical. And what's impressed me most about a partner like yourself, Rod and Apex, I'm going to make you blush, is you'll take our technology and you'll learn it better than us probably. And you'll understand it in a way, and we understand it from a very subjective point of view. So we're Bitdefender, so we know Bitdefender's the best. But when a partner believes Bitdefender's the best and takes it to the customers and explains that this is the best, because of these reasons that are quantifiable, that are demonstrable, and versus our key competitors, that is so significant for us.
It does make a big difference believing in a product. And us as a company, if we don't believe in a product, we just won't sell it. It's as simple as that. And just going back to what you were saying about having the EDR products and the XDR products are quite complicated in that we will try and build it up, to MDR. For a lot of our clients, having the XDR and the EDR products, it's too much to take on. So it's a no-brainer. And I hate using that phrase, but using a no-brainer to put MDR on top of it. Why would you try and look after something yourself? Why not get the people that built it and let them look after it? And for a very good total cost of ownership, it's incredible how much you can get for your bang for the buck. And we just enjoy selling the product, as you said before, new products coming out all the time, but believing in the product, believing that it's actually going to do what it says in the tin, unlike some others, makes it easy to sell.
I think the technology side of things, Bitdefender has always been very strong at. If you take a snapshot at any point of time of our the percentage of people in R&D versus total employees in Bitdefender, I think at the moment we're about 1,800 employees in Bitdefender, 900 are in R&D. We never. One of the most frustrating things I think for our partners, we never chuck a product out and then make it work when it's gone live. We have to be totally convinced that this product is going to be ready and working by the time we launch it. And that means we might be a bit slower to market, but we know that our partners can trust that when they are talking about Bitdefender technology, it works and it's doing the job better than most of the others out there. And I think the other thing we talk about Bitdefender and our legacy and our pedigree, we have a huge OEM partnership base, which just shows how much huge tier one technology partners trust the Bitdefender technology. Many of our competitors use Bitdefender as part of their OEM. I can't say them because I'm under NDA, but it's
hence the reason why you don't shout about it.
But it's an important part. But what it does do is it gives us hundreds of millions of nodes via various channels that are feeding into our threat intelligence network that gives us a broader, deeper range of data to be able to use when we are, looking at threat vectors.
You touched on the origin of Bitdefender. Can you give us a bit more on it?
Yeah, I think maybe a lot of people may not know about Bitdefender actually headquartered in Bucharest. We started in Bucharest. That's still where our main head office is to this day. We have in the last sort of 5 or 6 years, we've built a SOC in Texas. So that's a lot. So we have European, US SOCs, which is pretty important these days. And I think the most important thing about Bitdefender, and probably one of our biggest strengths, may also be one of our biggest challenges, is we are really proud of our technical capabilities. We always have been. We've always been market leading with whichever technology we are focusing on. I think something that's quite interesting, AI comes up a lot these days as a really, really key, it's a really key buzzword in the marketplace. But strangely, it's kind of gone above and beyond this industry, and we're talking about AI in everything. I mean, there's AI probably in breakfast cereal. There's AI in the golf clubs that I use. So AI is ubiquitous. We've been doing AI for 16 years. We knew AI before it was cool.
Yeah, but when you talk about AI, you're talking about in its proper sense. The ones that you mentioned before is not really technical AI. They're LLMs. They're actually just taking data and spurting it out in human form, where your AI is actually old school proper AI.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to describe most of Bitdefender's technology. I think that MDR can be convoluted, and there's lots of versions of what MDR is and true MDR. And I think our MDR, like our AI, is true MDR. And I think like I was going back to my point, I think we've always been very, very focused on quality, industry-leading technology. So a lot of our time and energy and efforts are put into the technology. We don't spend a lot on the marketing as much as a lot of our competitors do. We have started to. I think the Ferrari thing's a really exciting evolution in where we're going.
Most of our clients love that.
Yeah, I can imagine you get asked for merchandise quite a lot. But that's relatively new to us, being that driven by putting, no pun intended, by putting our badge on a Ferrari. That's a new thing for us. A lot of our competitors have been doing that for a long time. But it shows how we're moving into that space. But it's still fundamentally the most important part of our business is creating credible technology. That means we need our partners. We need people like Apex to have a really good technical understanding of our product. And I think that's where our partnership has started to become really quite exciting for us. Yes, you're happy to talk about Gravity Zone in its purest form. You're happy to discuss whether that customer needs EDR. You're happy to explore whether MDR is a suitable possibility and go down that road. You're also marketing our technology specifically to a customer bracket that we wouldn't necessarily go after. Like I said, we would go broad. You're able to take that message and deliver it. But more importantly than that, you're able to talk at length about why this is the right solution. That's why I feel Apex are an important customer of ours, because you're able to talk about CSPM before most partners have even worked out how and where they should position it to their customers.
A lot of that does come from the support that you give us as well. We recently visited Bucharest and chatted with the engineers that we'd never speak to apart from the other end of the phone, and coming together and learning all the different products together and trying them out was very exciting for us. Absolutely loved that.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about that. I think we have some of the cleverest, brightest, friendliest people in our head office in Bucharest, and until you go and speak to them and see them, they're just voices on the end of a phone. They are so passionate about working with our partners. So it's been a real focus of mine over the last year or so to start getting our partners to visit Bucharest, getting our team in Bucharest to come over and spend time with the partners and generate a really big team, because that's the main thing. It's being part of a team. Like Apex and Bitdefender, we're going in to win together. And Apex are fantastic. We know that if they come up with an opportunity, it's Bitdefender that's going to get put forward. And it doesn't have to be an exclusive relationship. A lot of our partners will sell other technologies in the same category. That's just the way the channel works. But when we find partners that are operating with Bitdefender exclusively, we know that we can give them the tools, and they will go and deliver as more often than not.
We made the decision a long way when we first founded the company that we wouldn't do the way that other partners would do, or other resellers or VARs would do. We decided to just focus on certain products. We were sick of having the scattergun approaches of everything. So we picked Bitdefender as our only security product. It gives us that, we're really passionate about the same way you are. It's infectious, and we can give that we know this product's going to be good to give to our customers. It's a no-brainer as far as we're concerned. But having that outlook, and everybody knows then that we'll want to sell them stuff for margins. It's to do, this is the product I believe in, I can sell. I can't sell a product I can't believe in, I've said before, and it's perfectly true.
But that's what's resonated with me and my team that work with you is the fact that there's integrity there, and that's not to say there isn't everywhere else. Yes. I've got to be I think it's important to have a channel ecosystem of all types of partners. But when a partner says, "Listen, we love this technology. I use it at home. I've installed it in my wife's offices," or whatever, those kind of things where we have.
Funny you should say that. It's before I even joined the company, I had it on my computer. I chose it on my personal computer, just looking at all the facts.
I think that advocacy is critical. And I get excited when a partner says, "Listen, we worked with the others. We now just want to work with you. We think if we're going to win, we're going to win with Bitdefender. If we lose together." That's true partnership for me, and it's what's quite exciting, I think, about this relatively new partnership with Apex, but is going from strength to strength very, very quickly.
Looking ahead from a Bitdefender perspective, what do you see us going?
More growth, more evolution of technology and channel, and I think we've always been driven in Bitdefender from a technology perspective by the attack vectors that we see through Bitdefender Labs. And I touched on it earlier. We've got hundreds of millions of nodes out there feeding us that information daily. I think trends change periodically in the market. I think we saw a huge shift towards detection and response in the last couple of years. We saw the proliferation of EDR, MDR, XDR. And I think that's quite a mature market now. A lot of customers have that DR. So I think we see the pendulum swinging back to the protection part. And that's certainly something we see that we'll be focused on. I think we will always be focusing on protection, prevention, detection and response. It's what we do. And I think the more that we cement our brand name within the industry and become bigger and better, the more we need our partners to grow with us. And the more we need our channel to... And again, it's not necessarily about having more partners. It's about helping you to grow. So for me, the future looks like in a year or two's time, we're your biggest partner. We're your biggest vendor. You're a platinum Bitdefender partner. You're out there you're out there just as an extension of Bitdefender in the marketplace. And for me, I'm passionate about partnerships. I'm passionate about teamwork. Anyone I work with will tell you I'm a collaborator. I don't want to work individually, and that's why I'm probably in the channel, because it's all about collaboration. So I see the collaboration in this partnership growing and continuing to grow. Like I said, sometimes when I don't know what Bitdefender are doing, I'll ask you guys, and you can give me a better answer sometimes. But that's where I see us going. I see the partnership growing. I see Bitdefender as a brand growing, and I just see exciting times ahead.
So do I. Well, thank you, John, for joining us.
It's been a real pleasure, Rod. Thank you.
So thanks to John for joining us, and thanks to you for watching, and we'll see you on the next RodCast really soon.